back to the pod you're looking for. I'm Sam, and that's Josh, and the vibes are especially high today.
They are.
And I'll tell you why.
Yes. We were at Coldplay on Tuesday. It's also the weekend, but...
We went to Coldplay.
We went to Coldplay Tuesday. Have you ever had something more hyped up to you that delivered exactly as it should have? More than Coldplay?
I'm not sure I ever have. And even more, like, have you ever had an experience where you have to, like, stop yourself? Like, you have to almost remove yourself mentally, like, at multiple points and be like, I'm where I'm at right now. Yeah. I'm at a Coldplay concert.
It was unbelievable.
Crazy, dude.
It's one of those feelings where going in about 5 minutes before they started performing, I was like, surely they're not coming out right now, right? Like, there's no way this is actually possible,
like,
They're
just, like, doing their last, like, vocal exercises in the back or whatever.
What a show, though, dude. Man, we were there together, but not in the same seating arrangement, so we were separate.
Yep.
But I think we both had the same experience, right? I mean, that was all-time stuff.
Just crazy. It was just nuts. And they say, like, going into it, like, you were looking online, because my girlfriend managed to get the seats we were at, because she's, like, a huge concert person, so she knows how to, like, work the system and, like, get in there, like, really, really fast and, like, make sure she scoops up 2 tickets or whatever for, usually it's her and her sister before anybody else gets there, but, so I was, like, hands off, like, she had gotten her tickets for her and her sister, and then I'd gotten the tickets with my family, and then we ended up just, like, mixing people up. Her sister was with you guys and whatever. You know this. You all know. You know all this. I'm telling this to them because they need to know.
Yes.
How did your family sit at the Coldplay concert?
That is what they tuned in for, right?
Where was your girlfriend's sister? I was drinking my coffee. I can't take another sip until I know where your girlfriend's sister was at. So all that to say, we were sat, across the stadium and, like, right alongside the stage, so we couldn't see, like, the front screens. Thankfully, Coldplay is the coolest band ever. They have, like, 2 side screens that, like, so the people who were on the side could see it. And in the lead-up, you're thinking, like, are the seats going to kind of stink because they're right along the stage? You can't really see, like, the bass player totally. We're thinking, is it going to suck? And people are like, they're guaranteed there's no bad seat at a Coldplay concert. And you're like, yeah, okay, buddy. There's no bad seat.
No, there is no bad seat.
If I was in the parking lot, it would have been a good seat for the Coldplay concert.
And I'll double down, too. There's no price that's too much to go see them.
No. I'd pay anything.
Honestly. That was one of one. It really was.
100%. That was so good.
I don't think I can go to another concert now and, like, not feel like it's a letdown.
It really does raise the bar a little too high, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And watching back on our videos, like, I have a little videos that we took from it, it feels, like, not as good. Like, there's just something about being there specific. The every video you see of it is so much worse than, like, how it actually is. You need to go if you can.
I don't know if you were getting this. For some reason, like, our side of the stadium had this magical gust of air that, like, every time it was just feeling a little too hot, like, suddenly there'd just be, like, this magical breeze that would just waft up and, like, hit you at the right time. Like, everything was perfect.
Every single thing.
Even, like, getting out, dude. Like, there was traffic, but it never stopped. Like, we just got out. We got in our car and we got out.
It was great.
It was Coldplay people running tight ships.
I will say there's...
Ship? Because I did this last time. Is it ship or ship?
Ship.
It's ship.
That was funny. I thought you were doing that intentionally again.
No.
Because the last time you posted the clip and, like, immediately, like, the only thing people were commenting back was just that.
You ever have a thing where sometimes it happens with, like, a last name where you're like, I don't know this guy's last name, but, like, I need to say it, so you're like, hey, or like a guy's, you don't know if the guy's name is, like, Dan or Nate, so you kind of, like, mix it and you're like, hey, Dan.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of mix it. You know
I know.
I mean?
I know.
Ship.
You just ship.
But all that to say, it was the concert of a lifetime. I would 100% go again.
100%.
And I don't think I'll be going to another concert ever again.
The week just keeps getting better, though, dude. We have about 1 billion things that came out this week, news-wise.
We take 1 week off of Galactic Transmissions, and the whole world turns upside down.
I know. They didn't know what to do.
Upside down.
Upside down, yeah. Little nice segue there. Stranger Things trailer just dropped.
Oh, my goodness.
Season 5.
We are
oh, my
machine
goodness.
Today.
Yes. And if you haven't seen, we did do a live reaction, so
we did.
Go check that out.
If that's not already out, it'll be coming out soon.
Yes. So
there's some YouTubers that put the trailers out like a week after the fact. So and they're good. So I feel like we have a little leeway here.
Well, we have till November.
We're both
working
men,
right?
We can't. I mean, the trailer doesn't usually. There's not usually a trailer that drops at like 11 a.m. on a Wednesday. So like,
what are we supposed to do?
We're both freaking out about it, and like we have to wait until the podcast starts to do anything.
This is why we need more support, so we can make it full time, so we can just sit on our bums.
To quit my job.
Anyway, what did you think of that trailer, dude?
Dude, everything you could have asked for. And honestly, I think I said this when the Netflix, what is the conference or whatever for Netflix, To Doom or whatever, when the To Doom trailer, where it just teased like the titles and the dates and everything, when that dropped, I felt like you don't release anything else, because I want to see you know what, if I've waited 3 years and it's coming out in 4 months, make me wait.
Yeah.
Like, I'm totally fine not seeing anything. I really still feel that way. Like, no more trailers. Like, I'm sure it's going to come out. There's going to be more pictures and things and whatever. Leaks. I really would be fine knowing nothing about this show going into the final season. I feel like there's not going to be another show that really like kind of grips the pop culture like Stranger Things.
For sure.
And they'll try, but Stranger Things is definitely a one-of-one experience. And so I really am fine going into this final chapter knowing absolutely nothing since we've made it so far. But I just, it was very exciting, very tense, very emotional, it looks like, and they're teasing a lot of deaths, which it's as much as I do love every single character, or just about every single character, it's been a growing problem with Stranger Things, where it's like you kind of have to like kill somebody off here. Like you can't have 28 main characters, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what they said in season 4, right? There were like a lot of horrible things that's going to happen.
Nobody is safe, they said.
Everyone was safe. Yeah, literally everyone was. I couldn't agree more. I think they need to leave this alone.
Yeah.
They need to really leave this alone. Because I still felt like watching it, like I don't have a clue of what was happening.
Which is great, it that way.
Which is perfect.
Yeah, I love it that way.
We need that. And I think with the timing, there's enough hype behind it too. It's already got enough hype being Stranger Things. And we have until only November, right? Like, let's just leave it alone. Let's let it be. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
There was a lot of new characters introduced that I'm curious to see how they're going to do it. And maybe I'm immediately contradicting that by saying I saw some leaked run times for these episodes. I don't know if that's real or not, but some of them were pushing to 2+ hours, 2-3.
Yeah.
One of them, I think, hit 3.
I think the finale is expected to be 3 hours long, which I believe the Duffer Brothers, I would like to be corrected if I'm wrong here. I believe the Duffer Brothers confirmed that this like final one is like a Lord of the Rings, but like
really?
Yeah, it's like a long.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Do you like that style?
I love it. Especially the longer we waited, the longer I expected these episodes to be, because I'm like, there's a reason. They're better. There at least better be a reason you've been making us wait so long.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally. And so many times you see the TV shows expand and drag it, and it feels like for this, it's like, okay, they're doing this because they just want us to get the best quality thing here.
Right.
So it's like we're getting everything we need to get from it, and it allows it to feel like the final season, really, like a nice send off.
I feel that the Stranger Things show. I don't know if I'm in the minority. I believe you feel this way too. So I don't know if we're in the minority for feeling this way. I don't feel the show really has a lull.
No.
I feel it's pretty constant. And the stakes have always risen. It's never felt like they were like dragging it with the content. So I really like am fine with them taking the time they need. But that being said, like 3 years. I mean, and it's a show about kids. I hope that, you know, if you're gonna bring it back, and like I hope that the run times like justify the wait. You know. But yeah.
Do you think the phrasing of one last time is like the funniest overused thing that always works? Like,
it is, but it's my favorite ever.
You know what I mean? It's so funny.
Ever, dude. I love it so much.
Every trailer you're watching, you're like, okay, and then they say, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
One last time.
Well, let's do this one last time.
And
let's end
like,
this.
The hair on my arm stands up, and it's just, it always gets me, man.
End this.
It always gets me.
Yep.
It's so funny.
Star Wars did it with C-3PO or whatever. All we've done all this time.
I know.
It's everywhere. Even Harry Potter was It All Ends.
Oh, really?
The tagline for Deathly Hallows Part 2 was It All Ends.
Can we get into that?
I would love to.
So, I think now's the time I go ahead and bring this up.
But we've been keeping a secret.
We have been keeping a secret. Keeping it under wraps.
We didn't want to lose our 46 subscribers.
I have not really seen it, so I can't say much. I haven't really seen it. And I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. I'll be honest. I don't feel like it. I've always been a hater of Harry Potter, and I've never really even seen it.
You've not seen Harry Potter, and you don't feel like seeing Harry Potter.
Yes. Do you ever have something that you build up like a bias against for no reason? Mm-hmm. No reason. That's Harry Potter. I don't know why. I can't do it. And I say that as somebody who loves Star Wars and jokes about the Force and all this stuff, right? But then I can't deal with wands and magic wands. But I just can't do it with Harry Potter, man.
The
zero interest.
And not knocking any individual people, do you feel that part of the reason you feel turned off to it is maybe the dedication of the fan base around the movies? Mm-hmm. Or do you think it's the content of the movies themselves? Because I really feel like the movies don't make themselves look that weird.
I think it's the fan base.
You think so?
I can't even say that. I can't even say that on on air. But
not all the fan base.
No,
just
no.
like the really dedicated ones, like the Disney adults.
Yes, people that were not close to me. So I can say this openly. I knew a lot of people not close to me that were like hardcore, that would like carry the stuff around. It was always like part of them. It felt
like they had a wand in their pocket.
Yeah, almost.
Okay. I wasn't even saying that to be weird, dude. I wasn't even saying that.
Growing up, I liked Star Wars already, right? Like, I didn't need an introduction to be able to know these are the weird parts.
Right.
To me, when you see the weird parts of Harry Potter, that's just what it is, right?
Okay.
Just because I don't know it.
Right.
And, like, that's totally on me. Like, I acknowledge that.
Okay.
But it's just, like, especially then after seeing the photos from the show, like, nothing has made me go, man, I need to check that out. Like literally nothing.
Really?
Nothing. I mean, okay, do you want to counter this? I know you grew up on Harry Potter.
I grew up with Harry Potter. I really did love Harry Potter, and I felt like it ended with a bang. Like, it's just like a really, I mean, it kind of, I felt that 4 and 5 were iffy. And I was bummed because I really loved the books. And 5, the book is like 900 pages, so it bummed me out that I didn't like the movie as I liked the movie as little as I did. I don't know if I'm as like opposed to the show as I see a lot of people being. I think a lot of people are just wholly dedicated to the movies and their interpretation. And I understand in like an age of reboots not wanting a new Harry Potter take, but in my mind I'm kind of like there's so much in those books that doesn't get covered, especially like from like 4 on. The books go from like being like 300 pages to like 600, and it just goes higher and higher. Like J.K. Rowling just kind of like wouldn't stop writing.
Okay.
There's so much in those books that like is totally left out of the movies because you have a 2-hour runtime that you have to fit. So there's a lot like there's pivotal characters in the books that just don't make it, that like they had to write around, that I was just like always curious like how would that have worked. So in my mind I'm like this could actually be very like quite cool. Like it would be really cool to see some characters that like I didn't like grow up like loving in the books, but I was always like I wonder what that would have looked like, you know. So there's a lot that has been left desired that is now finally going to be like actualized on a screen that I would really be curious to see how it plays out. So I'm not opposed to it. Now, do I think that it needed to happen? No, but I definitely think there's more reason behind a Harry Potter reboot of sorts, or rather reinterpretation, than there might be for if they were to redo like Lord of the Rings or I don't even know. Like,
right, there's just more they could actually do with it.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so you're excited to see it.
I'm not like head over heels, but I'm also not like pushing it away like a lot of people are. Like a lot of people are writing it off, and I'm not. I'm just like let's see what they can do.
Did I see it's coming out in 2027? Is that what they said right now?
They're filming right now, so who knows? But they're actually filming because they don't want to like have it be a Stranger Things situation where Harry Potter is supposed to be 12 years old and he's freaking 19 years old. So they're actually filming seasons 1 and 2 back to back.
Gotcha.
And then I think they're going to wait a year, then film 3, so that there's a little bit of like a jump, and you kind of give the kids room to like grow up a little bit. But yeah, they're doing it exactly how they did the movies.
Which is exactly what they just did with Invincible. I don't know if you saw this, that they confirmed season 5, and also with doing that they said that the voice acting is already complete for it. Which, to me, fire me up.
Crazy, dude.
Fire me up.
So awesome.
Because
you're the biggest Invincible
I love
advocate
Invincible
ever.
so much. I love it so much. And I know a lot of people criticize the animation a lot. I didn't notice it. I never was a guy that really... Like, there was a couple times where you're like, whatever. It's animation, you know?
And you're expecting comic book animation.
Yeah, like in the middle of episode 3. Like, you're not expecting a whole lot, right?
No.
When the big moments happen, they deliver. Like, on another level. And going into this, though, I think that they had a pressure that they didn't realize what they had, I think, with season 1, and they were kind of like backloaded. So I think that's why there was that big gap.
Yeah.
And I think now that they've realized kind of what they have, they're on. We're pumping this out. And having that already set just tells me their animation is already going out to season 5, right?
Yeah.
So if they haven't even updated season 4 or dropped that yet, we have so much more to do, but also they're like ahead of it.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of us getting like really good quality Invincible every year is very much on the table and probably will happen. So
it's just cool to have a successful
so
superhero show that's not successful because the source material is iconic. It's more successful because it's just a good story that just keeps cranking out good stuff. Like it's same with Stranger Things, just a consistently good TV show. just what you need right now.
Which is funny because usually I would imagine for a show like Invincible that I would be upset with it being like a lot of it's ripped off stuff.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah.
And but somehow it still doesn't. It's like they almost play into it enough that I think it's funny and it's great.
We've been floating this word around lately, but it's tasteful. It's like a tasteful adaptation.
Yeah.
It's same with like The Boys, where it's like you can tell it's loosely inspired by different things. It's like darker takes on other things. And you and I haven't seen The Boys. Maybe we will have to at some point.
Live reaction.
There's a lot to.
There's a lot in there. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's very unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to know like what scenes to kind of move fast a little.
I might need to run it through like those kid filters, the things that people can buy for.
I know. Would they have VidAngel or whatever?
Yeah, dude. Right? One time I went to my buddy's house for like a sleepover when I was like 13, 14. I went over to his house and his family had that like filter for the movie, and we watched Iron Man, and it filters out the inappropriate content, like any like physical inappropriate scene, any nudity, swearing, or extreme violence. So we watched Iron Man in 32 minutes flat.
It's like the whole movie.
It's so funny, dude.
How do you watch an action movie with no violence?
So funny
in the world,
dude. It was the funniest thing.
That's
I'm
great.
watching. I'm like, I've never seen this movie. It was my introduction to Iron Man. It was the
Really?
first time I'd seen it. Yeah,
That was the first time.
I got home and my mom and I went to the library and I rented it. I was like, I got to see this. That was not my.
That's insane.
That's not
you still wanted to come back after that?
Yeah, I was like, this is an unfinished product.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's good. I would have been like, no chance. No chance.
But all that to say, speaking of superheroes, one last bit of info.
Yes.
One last transmission. Superman has been absolutely crushing it. Everything you would have hoped that the DC would get in terms of response to their inaugural effort. Like, it's delivering on all cylinders.
I'm so excited about that, man. Yeah. I'm so happy. Dude, I don't know if I think it crossed 300 last time I checked.
I think it's expected to at least.
I think it already did.
Did it?
Yeah,
Even
I think
better.
it already did. So it's doing very well.
Awesome.
Which is really cool. I'm glad to see it. It's doing, I think, a 93 on Rotten Tomatoes from like the audience score. Dude, we're back. We're so back.
We're back. There's not much more to say yet that hasn't been said last week by the two of us, but it's just so exciting to see as like a wacky DC universe.
Well, there is a little more actually. The poster for Supergirl. Did you see this?
Yeah. That had like extreme Shazam vibes.
It did.
Yeah.
Which, not a big Shazam guy, but no.
I didn't like the second. The first one was okay. The second, it was very by the book. The second one sucked.
I didn't like either.
Yeah.
I didn't like either.
The first one was by the book enough that I was like, all right, well, I can't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
But I like that. I like that they're already building it out a little bit. We've got something. I said, I think I saw James Gunn. I have a quote here. He said that Supergirl's going to be the next movie. He said, other movies have been written, but they haven't been as good as this one.
Other DC movies?
Other DC movies have been written, but they're not as good as this one. So that's why this one's dropping first. Wow. Does that make you mildly concerned, though? Like, when you put a parameter on that now, like, if I go see Supergirl and I think it's kind of I'm going to be sitting in the back of my mind going...
like, what the heck else is
it's coming? Worse. It gets worse than this.
I don't know if it makes me worried. Like, I don't think it would be that type of situation where anything else would be worse, because James Gunn has already said they wouldn't start filming or casting a movie or a TV show until they felt confident in the script to be able to like make the thing. So in him saying that, I'm taking that as we're not even finishing. The script is not finished until it's just as good as we see Supergirl and Superman.
Okay.
So I think we can still be confident.
Okay. But, dude, it just makes me so happy. I'm glad to see. I know we touched on this a couple pods ago, just with superhero fatigue and all of that with franchises.
Yeah.
And I know Superman is one of the biggest names that you could draw from, but I do feel like there's something different here, and I think this is exactly what we're talking about. It just shows that I don't think there is much of a fatigue. I think if the product's there, people are going to show up, and I think that's the biggest takeaway from this.
I think James Gunn might have even said that, and I appreciate you making that point, because I think that was his sentiment, as he said it's not superhero movie fatigue, it's bad movie fatigue. People are just tired of going to these movies that are based around these characters that they either grew up loving or adopted along the way, and the movies just don't do the characters justice. Like, people just want good stories that they can feel engaged by and emotionally taken with, you know?
Yeah.
And Superman is that. It's not the deeper, darker, grounded take on Superman that Man of Steel was. Like, it's not. But it's not going for that either. And there's a lot of like discourse between Man of Steel fans and Gunverse fans now, just going back and forth. And I really think like as somebody who loved Man of Steel when it came out, like, just appreciate both. Mm-hmm. Like, it might not be the canon Superman anymore, but it was a unique take on Superman that probably is never going to be done again. So, just appreciate it for what it is. It's still out there, and it's still art in its own way. It might not do Superman justice in the way you want. And in my opinion, Superman 2025 does Superman better. Mm-hmm. But, there's still so much to appreciate, So.
I think you, more than anybody I know, has been milking the pony for Man of Steel for so long now that I think if somebody can say something like that, it's you. Like, really. Like, you love that movie, too.
I do, yeah.
You just equally appreciate both.
Yeah, dude. And it's a good problem to have. Multiple interpretations of Superman that have different lovable things about them, It's cool.
And you can always go back to that, so that's always cool.
Right.
Do you feel like if Fantastic Four delivers in combination with Superman, so if Superman and Fantastic Four end up being positive receptions from that and are seen as good, do you think, like, we'll be back?
Yeah.
Like, totally? Everyone's going to be back on superhero stuff?
In my opinion, between Thunderbolts and Superman, like, I wish more people saw Thunderbolts so that they, because I think a lot more people would feel like we already are back, Mm-hmm. I think Fantastic Four could be an easy 7 out of 10 and people would still feel like we're back.
Okay.
Like, I really do. I think the bar has been, put back in the place that it deserves to be. I think the future is bright. I think there's enough, like, team-up events and new characters coming and just new takes on different universes coming that, like, there's just a lot to be excited about. And even if those projects end up not panning out, it's just good to be in a situation with the superhero movie world where you're like, I'm eagerly anticipating things again. Like, I don't remember feeling this way. Like, it's been a while. Like,
I'm highlighting dates on calendars because I'm so excited to go back and see these things.
Right.
It's not more so like, this is just coming up this weekend, we should probably go check it out.
Right, just to stay up to date.
Yeah. It's really cool.
What do you think? What do you think about all the superhero fatigue? Do you think we already are back? Do you think...
Well, I was trying to think through... I almost think that there's no chance at this point that Fantastic Four can be better than Superman to me.
Okay.
Maybe that's unfair to Fantastic Four. Just going into it, I just don't see how it can be a better movie to me.
Okay.
But I almost feel like coming out of the theater reaction, I think I'm going to be a little more excited for where it could go with Fantastic Four compared to where I feel like that with Superman. I know Superman sets up a universe, which is exciting. It's exciting in a more general sense.
Sure.
But I think on just a specific, I can tangibly point to this, I think I'm going to be really excited with where Fantastic Four goes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that confidently because I think if it doesn't, then the MCU, I don't even know what to say about that.
Right.
So I'm going to say I really think coming out of Fantastic Four, I'm going to feel more excited for it going forward than I did with Superman.
I think the payoff also for Fantastic Four, whether it's good or bad, is more immediate anyway. Mm-hmm. Like with Doomsday and Secret Wars, like James Gunn, like I don't know whatever he's planning, whether it be a multiversal thing or what. Even if it's just a Justice League movie again, like we don't even know what the roadmap to that looks like. So I think it's the fact that the payoff is within the next year and a half. Like I think that helps enormously. But I totally think I agree with you for that reason.
Superman's a thing that has like a set hope and vision that's very open-ended, which is really cool. But sometimes when you're a fan of these things, you almost want a closed-ended thing.
Yeah.
Just to know exactly, we've been theorizing for so long of where it's going to go. It's so cool to know, like, okay, once we see this movie next weekend, like, we're going to know where it's going. That's just it.
And with all the praise that's been heaped on DC recently, not that Marvel necessarily needs it, because they've just been getting it for the last 12, 13 years, but it is really a testament to Marvel at just like how consistent they've been in giving us something to look forward to, that it's like, Superman making us wait for more than a year to have something to anticipate is like really like we're giving it to somebody else. Like we've been almost like spoiled with just good content, and not just good content, but like people who have like a plan for the future.
All right, so now we're going to transition a little bit. We're going to jump into Burn It or Back It. We've done this a few times.
Maybe
Again,
the biggest Burn It or Back It segment we've ever had. I think we don't really know the extent of the takes that we've each seen, because we've kind of like, you run the TikTok, I run the Instagram, like we kind of keep off of, we try and let each other run our own thing. So like I've tried to like, no spoilers for like the hot takes here.
Yes.
So I'm pretty excited. We have like 9 or 10 takes.
We have a lot of good stuff. Yes, a lot of good stuff. But again, as always, we have Burn It, Back It. We're going to read the takes off, and we're going to both give each other a countdown. we'll put it up.
Sweet.
See what we do, and we'll just discuss it. So,
baby.
Coming into this, I am really excited to go because I do think this is the first time we're doing this where we have like a good mix.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people in the past couple times we've done this with just regular people messaging us. We do have this time a couple people that are personal friends, so this is going to be really fun to see their take. So I'm excited to be able to bash that.
It was even cooler because we didn't ask them to do it.
No,
they just put it right in. Came through. Yeah.
So very excited. And a special one that we're starting off with came from the Parking Lot Takes pod.
Oh.
And this was very exciting to me because I had seen them multiple times on TikTok, and I always loved what they had to say.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. Thank you for dropping a take for us. So we're going to do that and react to that now.
Sweet. Thank you, guys.
All right. David Corenswet's Superman is the all-time greatest comic book portrayal of all time.
Wow.
It's coming straight from the Parking Lot take.
Dude, that's wild. That's crazy.
That's like even if I agree with that, that's a crazy take.
It is.
So soon. The movie's been out for 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
You're backing it?
I'm backing it.
Are you serious?
I'm backing
Are you
it.
actually
I'm backing
serious?
it.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm backing
Wow.
it.
All right. Well, then you go first because that's
Insane. You're backing it?
You said it perfectly, right? I'm just going to say what you said, okay?
Sure.
You said this perfectly. Everything that he does in this movie, his power, everything action-wise, is secondary to the way he feels. And I just think for such a big character, I think it was so... Most of these comic accurate characters that you look at are maybe there's specific things about them. This is such a big character. It's hard to do. And it felt like watching that movie, it was peeled straight out of the comic.
Yeah.
I think they did it perfectly. I think his compassion, his actual care for people, you see a Superman that when everyone that he helps and constantly is there for, turn their back on him, he immediately flips it. And he doesn't even react to it. He just continues doing the same thing for their good.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have any problem with that. And I don't know. I just think for a whole, going through the characters that I thought were best fitting for it, I think that he takes the notch. I don't know many characters that I think might be better. I think they're close. I think there's a bunch of other ones that are close. But for the sake of the take, I'm going to agree.
Wow. Dude. I mean, again...
Who would you put up?
You didn't give a bad reason. Like, I think because the universe is fresh and because I know there's more coming and more coming with him, there's a part of me that, again, this comes with just being spoiled with constant superhero stuff. Like, you kind of, like, want to see more out of him in this universe before you put him in that spot. But I could see a world where 5 years down the road, we're all crowning him as that. You know what I mean? Like across the board. In my mind... The first thing that comes to mind is J. Jonah Jameson. J.K. Simmons is J. Jonah Jameson.
That's a good shout.
To be so good at your portrayal of a comic book character that they literally just don't recast you in any... Like, he's been in 3 different universes. I think there was a rumor that if The Amazing Spider-Man 3 had come out, he was going to be J. Jonah Jameson in that universe as well. So, like, it's just... And it's just fascinating to me that he's so good at that character that they just... Even when the multiverse wasn't a thing, they didn't recast him. He just was the guy. Because who else could play him? Nobody. Another one I think of is, honestly, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. For decades in the comics, Nick Fury was actually like a white dude, and I believe he was designed after David Hasselhoff. I believe he was built more like Pompadour, token. Jock-looking dude. Like, and he just was like the special agent with like the gun holsters and everything. And then I believe it was around the 2000s, they redesigned him around Samuel L. Jackson. So then when it came time for them to cast Nick Fury, they just cast Samuel L. Jackson. I just think it's like, well, then there you go. Like, he might not be the most prominent comic book character in a movie, but like, I mean, if you literally design a guy around an actor and then you cast the guy, it's like, well, I mean, it's him.
Yeah, that's him.
It's just him, you know what I mean? I don't know. I also think about Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I was gonna throw him in. I also thought Charlie Cox, Daredevil.
Yeah, as Daredevil. I even think of like things like Michael Caine as Batman, or as Alfred. As Batman, imagine. Heath Ledger is an interesting one as Joker because it's good because it's different. It's the untraditional Joker.
But it almost sways away from the actual mold of what it is.
That's
the
what
whole
I'm saying.
movie kind of does.
It's good because it's not like anything else. And so I almost like, in terms of like portraying the comic book iteration of that character, he misses the mark, but that's not an insult. Like, that's why he's great.
He did his own spin.
But that almost, I feel, takes him out of the conversation because he's just its own thing, you know? So, but I think of like a lot of these smaller characters that kind of fly under the rug, you know, or under the radar. But I guess
that's what my point is here is like, those are smaller, under the radar characters that are a little bit easier to manage.
Right.
When you're designing the face of your universe around a character and you can do it that well, I don't know, it just takes the cake to me. I mean, it's just a lot higher of a bar that you have to live up to than it is for Nick Fury.
Sure.
So I would say
you make a solid argument.
Yeah,
I would love 5 years to return and be like, you're right.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to what happens next.
Yeah, I would love to see him in like a Justice League setting, like associating with other prominent people.
That's gonna be so weird. I actually can't picture
crazy.
That. I can't picture him in, like, I know that they're not gonna do it. Well, right now, but can you imagine him and Pattinson talking? I just can't picture that at all.
There was so much outcry for them to just make Pattinson the Batman, and I'm sitting there, I remember in the theater, and I'm like, this would not work. It would not translate well.
Yeah.
The Pattinson's Batman universe is so gritty and grounded, and I would hope that Batman would be interpreted that way, but it just doesn't work with Superman. This Superman.
Can we talk about this real quick?
We can.
I have seen a bunch of theories about people talking about Matt Reeves writing the Batman, and the fact that they think that the reason it took so long was because they were almost making a second script for him to be able to allow Pattinson to be in it. Obviously, they had the tease with the flood.
Right.
And then I just saw recently James Gunn talking about it. He was like, obviously, I've thought about it a bunch. And he kind of said that almost in a way of... But he said it in a way that was a bit more like, I'm still thinking about it. Almost. Oh. That's how I took it. So I'd just be curious to see. It almost feels like what they did with the whole flood thing was just leaving it an opening. Like, I'm not sure that they're fully done with that idea. Like, I don't think it's for sure set yet. I think they have everything on the table, but...
It's interesting because Marvel, as much as Marvel plays with the multiverse, like, DC has a ton of multiversal stuff that, like, nothing really is off the table. And Marvel is just exiting their multiverse arc. The DC could go anywhere.
I hope
like, DC Universe could do absolutely anything. I think in 15 years' time they could.
Okay, well, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, how crazy would it be to see, like, a Henry Cavill almost as, like, a Kingdom Come Superman, where it's, like, the older Henry Cavill Superman would come back, like, 15 years from now. He's gray. He's got the new suit with the new logo. Like, that'd just be crazy.
They need to have him incorporated somehow.
I really thought he was going to be
Ultraman. I know you did.
It upsets me.
I thought he was Ultraman.
Can you imagine him being, like, Zod or something?
Oh...
Like something crazy, just some twist like that.
Yeah.
I like your idea too, though, of having him be some other
that'd be cool
version. But they need to have him.
Honestly, with how big he is, he could play Bane.
Do they almost? Oh, wow!
Why not?
Wow!
I know Bane is supposed to be.
He has the guns for it, man.
I know.
I'll tell you what.
Hey,
can you imagine having, like, I don't know if Henry Cavill came out like, and they do some sort of like mini fourth wall break, like the characters like react to it like they're all surprised. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that be funny? I don't want them to do that, but it would be really funny.
And honestly, I'll actually go so far as to say DC has more to do with the multiverse than Marvel. I really think they do.
Okay.
But all right, let me go with one of my hot takes here.
Okay.
On the topic of DC, the Batman 2022 clears the Dark Knight, and it's not even close. That's the full quote.
It's not even close. Interesting.
I you know what? I actually appreciate that there's no context given. I love that they just kind of give a blanket statement. Anyway.
Okay. Wow. All right.
The Batman clears the Dark Knight, and it's not even close.
Okay. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. You back that? What?
I'll give my explanation.
Stop. I don't even know if I want to hear your explanation.
Christopher Nolan painted a picture of a Batman that was realistic enough that, like, you felt like somebody could actually, like, pull off the things that he's doing. And, like, even the villains, like, what they do, like, no villain really goes too crazy. There's no circus act type of situation going on. Like, all of it is grounded in reality. So you look at it and you're like, this is... The Dark Knight is a perfect movie. Mm-hmm. It's a 10 out of 10 movie. Like, I want to clarify that this is a 10 out of 10 perfect movie.
I'm getting overwhelmed now, dude.
I have this movie maybe in my top 25 movies of all time.
So you also have Batman 2022 in your...
I think I have Batman ranked under it. In terms of a movie, I think The Dark Knight is a better movie. But in terms of what does the character of Batman justice, I really seriously think that it's the Batman. I don't think there's been an iteration of the character on screen that has been done better than Robert Pattinson's the Batman.
I disagree so strongly.
Really? Well, then go for it.
Are you serious?
Yes. The nature of Batman is that he's the world's greatest detective.
Yes,
but so for somebody growing up with the Arkham games, I grew up with those games. You're literally going around doing like all the forensic stuff, tracking things. So to see all of that finally play out in a movie, it's like, oh my gosh! Like this, it felt like the video games come to life.
You have Christian Bale being that side. The whole point of Bruce Wayne, right, being this playboy kind of all out there kind of guy, right, totally masks him being Batman, right? Two separate, totally different entities, almost. Even though they're the one, right?
Sure.
Whereas this movie, you have Pattinson where he's just sulking around the whole time. It's not that crazy of a thought in that movie to be like, oh, that's probably Batman, like, right? Like, he's just so separate of that. And I feel like as an acting-wise, I would take Christian Bale over Pattinson.
It's also different. Like, it's different. There's different context to the upbringing, though. Like, Pattinson's Batman is a Batman that literally lost his parents and has been forced to isolate himself and create this image of the Batman that a city can fear. And in order to get the city to buy into that, you almost feel that Bruce himself has had to buy into the nightmare of what the Batman is. It's almost a mythological thing that he can't just put the mask on and just go into it. He can't just lock in as the Batman. He has to be the Batman at all times. And also, he's only in like year 2 of being the Batman in that movie. So he hasn't figured out the balance. And whereas Christian Bale's Batman, he went on like the freaking isolation retreat and met Ra's al Ghul and joined the League of Shadows, and he was literally trained to put take his emotions out of it and to fight for justice. And so he comes back totally an emotionless warrior. Like, he's been trained, beaten to be an emotionless warrior for survival. Like, I survive by taking my emotion out of my situation, and that's how I become the Batman. Because nobody else can do what I do. Whereas this other Batman, Pattinson's Batman, feels that it's less of an obligation, and he's still more on like his revenge tour. The city took everything from me. The money means nothing. But the money is a means to get back at this city that took everything from me.
I think it's fantastic. But you're telling me it's above the whole cast of Dark Knight is unbelievable.
I agree.
Acting is agree. Good.
I totally
agree.
You're
factoring in, you have Joe, the whole everything with Heath Ledger, right?
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
I'm not dogging any of it.
But it's not even close. That was the take.
The take was
Read it again.
The Batman clears the Dark Knight, and it's not even close. And
it's not even close.
I think
my gosh. The Batman is just not. I'm sorry. It's on in terms of aura, sure. That movie rocks so hard. It's so cool.
I can't help.
There's nothing else that does better than Dark Knight.
I can't help. But
nothing else.
I can't help but put it through the lens of like, what does the character better though?
I disagree,
because it's not like they're the only two Batman movies. I grew up watching George Clooney's Batman and Robin on VHS. One of the worst movies that has ever been made. Like, make no mistake, it is one of the absolute worst movies of all time. So you almost like you grow up with Val Kilmer's Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman, Adam West's Batman. I used to watch the 1960s TV show, reruns of it. I had a box set. So you go through all these ridiculous iterations, and then you go through Nolan's Batman, and you're like, these are perfect movies. But also, it's not Batman. He's a detective, and he's a guy that dresses like a bat, but he's not like, it's not the emotional torment thing with Batman that I'm familiar with in the comics. And then you see the Batman, and you're like, oh my gosh, somebody got it. So I can't help, because there's been so many takes on Batman, to look at it through what is the better interpretation of this character, rather than what's the better movie. And if
that's not what the take was, though.
If the Batman, but in like my head, I can't separate it. Like, if the Batman has a better interpretation of the character, I can't help but look at it as like it clears the.
That's
Dark
only
Knight.
part of it to me, though. That's only part of it to me. I really think you have to go in.
So you might even be able. I might even be able to like admit that you have a better lens like to look through on this. Like I just can't. I can't help myself.
But the detective part of it is very cool, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I like that edge of it. But I'd also argue, and I know he's a young Batman, but he is always a step behind. He's not even that good of a detective in that movie.
He is, but he's getting there. Like you can see.
I know. So I'd be interested to see where it goes. And to your point about liking how they have a separate take on it is exactly why they should keep it separate with Pattinson and his own thing.
Sure.
And just let it go. Just like, let's see where it goes. But that's crazy. It's not even close. Oh my gosh. I just can't, man.
I
can't. That movie, there's definitely, as good as it is, there are parts where it definitely drags.
I really don't like the third act of the Batman.
The Dark Knight is like nearly perfect.
Flawless.
So, how does that make sense?
It's because I can't separate what does Batman make sense. Better. What does Batman better?
Oh my gosh.
Like,
that's the driving factor?
What does the character of Batman better? And I remember, even people who absolutely love The Dark Knight will tell you that Christian Bale's Batman is a little bit of, like, a dud. Like, the voice makes people... Like, I remember, like, kids, like, when I was going to school, like, as a kid, like, people would, like, be doing the voice. But it'd be, like, more like a joke.
So him functioning as Batman is more so what's driving you to say this.
Yeah, I can't, because there's been so many takes on Batman, and you now have two good takes. I can't separate.
I just don't know how
question of what does Batman better.
You can override it. I don't know how you.
I don't know how I can either, but that's where my mind goes.
For the sake of the tape.
For the sake of the tape.
I'm locking it. You have to. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and move us into our next one. I have Ragnarok is overrated. 3, 2, 1. I'm burning that.
I'm burning that too, and I don't think there needs to be much explanation.
No, we don't need to.
I think Thor 4 turned a lot of people off to Taika Waititi.
Yes.
Us included. I really would be fine if that guy never made another movie again. Mm-hmm. Like, not even Marvel.
Totally.
Another movie.
They mistake the humor in that movie now as the humor in the fourth.
Right. And it just works. I don't know why, because it's not really much different in 3, but it's just, the Ragnarok is just better. And I think different. It's exactly the refresher that Thor needed, and it did Hulk well.
Yeah. I would also say, I think it knew when it needed to be serious, and I think that's the difference to 4.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, people don't regard Thor Ragnarok as like nobody's saying it's a top 5 MCU movie really, unless you're just the couple people. But I mean, everyone's gonna have a weird take like that.
Yeah.
Nobody really says that. I think it's one of the more properly rated movies.
Right.
Really. So, all right, glad we agree on that.
Okay, on the topic of Thor characters, Loki is by far the best
Marvel show on Disney Plus. By far.
Interesting. Okay.
So this includes on Disney Plus, mind you.
Yes, Disney
This isn't just like Disney Plus.
Right. This is Disney Plus.
Daredevil.
Yes.
Not that anyone would put this at the top, but like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like every Marvel show.
Yes. Okay.
It's by far the best.
You ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm burning that.
I'm back. Why are you so...
I'm burning that easy.
What are you talking about easy? What are you talking about?
Let me tell you this real quick.
What are you talking about?
Daredevil Season 1 from the Netflix show.
Yeah.
Daredevil Season 1 clears Loki Season 1 and 2 immediately. Just Season 1 alone.
Immediately?
Immediately. Like, to use your word, safely. We're going to get you a shirt that says that, by the way. Safely. Daredevil Season 1 is fantastic. Daredevil Season 2, fantastic. And the third's fantastic. The whole show's great.
Season 2 kind of sucks.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
I will die on that hill.
With Elektra, dude?
Yeah.
You didn't want to string Elektra up on top of a crane or something?
No. Yeah. I was all in on Elektra. You kidding me?
You kidding me?
I will go to war for that show. There's just no way it's worse than Loki.
I do love Daredevil, but I just really was stunned at how much I adored Loki.
Loki was great. I just think Daredevil to me is a 9.5 out of show and above. It's so good. It's so good.
I think I'd give it a 9-ish.
If we were to make the take a little more like, what is of the Disney Plus shows, Loki's easily the best.
Okay,
right? I would agree with that.
Okay, so for you, Loki is still like 2, but it's...
2 or 3.
Okay.
2 or 3. 2.
I just love Loki.
Okay, and so you would back that? It's above Daredevil to you? Or everything else? I mean, what else would be in your conversation for the best shows? I know you were a big WandaVision guy at the time, but...
I was a big WandaVision guy until they revealed the Quicksilver thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was locked in until the end of the show, and then you just totally lost me. I didn't like Agatha, I didn't like any of it. And I will happily return to that conversation any day of the week so I can talk about how much I hate Agatha all the time. I'm almost fine not explaining this. I think I just love Loki.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, you know what, for the sake of saying something and then leaving something desired, Loki's the best show.
Okay. All right. What you got next?
Let's see. Thunderbolts was overhyped and overrated, and is only seen as good because of the intense dip in quality Marvel has been experiencing since Endgame.
Wow.
So the fact that Marvel's been bad is what makes... Essentially saying if you go to two different piles of poop, and one has been sprayed with perfume, that poop is somehow better.
Okay. All right, I'm ready. 3, 2, 1. I'm burning it. I'm glad you agree with this.
I'm burning that, too.
I'm burning it. I wonder if we're in the minority on this. Actually, you go ahead. You're the one that has the world's biggest Thunderbolts shirt on. So
World's biggest Thunderbolts fan.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
Thunderbolts... Marvel tackling like a theme of like mental health and not like making jokes out of it, or not just like kind of skimming the surface and being like ginger with it, like really digging deep into like what it means to struggle with mental health and the importance of finally receiving the support that we all deserve through that struggle, I think cannot be overstated. And as somebody who doesn't consistently struggle with my mental health, but who has in the past, and who like at times like personally either felt like I was burdening people with my stuff, or just like because I was keeping my stuff away from people because I didn't want to bother anybody or annoy anybody, I felt like I just was ready to explode at all times, and all I needed was somebody to like reach out. Like that final scene where Bob is struggling to break away from Sentry, and the team just embraces him, and that's what breaks through. I hate that people say that, like, that's dumb, that they defeated Sentry with, like, the power of love, people are saying. Like, that's so important for a movie to have a message like that, where it's like, you can't overcome this on your own. Like, you need people around you. Like, I like, with all of the, you're perfect just the way you are, and it's all about how we perceive ourselves, and, like, people don't... Like, people underestimate, like, the journey and the steps it takes to get to a place where you can confidently say, like, I've overcome my struggles. And so, paramount to, like, overcoming your struggles is seeking out and finding a base of people that can surround you and really uplift you. And to see a big company like Marvel actually understand that just, like, was really pleasant to see. And... whether you want to say like the movie kind of dragged at certain points or it wasn't big and enough of a spectacle, like it tackling those themes is enough for me. Like I love it. It's top 10 for me.
The problem with doing the love overpowers everything bit is that people do that just as they almost have no idea what they're doing. Mm-hmm. This was building for that.
Right.
That was the whole point of the movie.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it was okay with. And I also don't think many people are saying it was the most incredible Marvel movie ever.
No.
I understand that it was probably overhyped going into it because people were hyping it up because they were saying, we finally have something that's not terrible.
That doesn't look bad, yeah.
And that's why it was overhyped. So I think I agree on that part. But in terms of it being overrated, like, I don't think anyone's overrating it. I think it was it was great for what it was. And it's not something we need to point back at and say a million times and go, this movie, the whole movie's perfection.
Right.
I can point back and go, that one thing that they did in this movie was great. It made me love these characters.
Yeah.
Now we just keep going.
Yeah.
That's what I think about that.
100%.
So.
All right, why don't we do one or two more and then we'll go, because you
And I are both actually going to see Superman
I know.
tonight.
One more time.
We have to get
we didn't even plan that,
We
dude.
have to get the heck out of here.
I know.
turn the lights off.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and do one or a couple more. Ready? The blip didn't add much to the MCU at large.
Wow.
Okay? Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. I back it. Wow, we're agreeing a lot today.
Yeah, I agree.
After your abysmal take earlier. I'm glad we finally agree on something, so it's good. It's good.
Well, you go first. Go first.
I think that they didn't do enough with the blip. I think everything that was a repercussion of the blip was more like looking back at it like, oh man, yeah, like all the people that had these things going on had this happen to them because of the blip. I don't think we got enough time inside the blip. Like, we had Avengers movie come out, We had one movie in between being Captain Marvel, and that movie was set so many years before it didn't even matter, right?
Yeah, right.
So you really had no in between. I would have loved to almost seen a bunch of other projects done in the middle of that kind of highlighted that a little better.
Sure.
I think that would have been really cool. Can you imagine, like, almost, not that I would have wanted an Iron Man movie, but maybe a movie with him, this is just an example, having to deal with the struggle of losing his apprentice in Spider-Man. There's so many other things they could have done that were taken away. And the only thing they really did with it was just look back at it. For such a big concept and big moment in the movie, the only suspense came just with, oh, what's going to happen then, like, to the next movie, you know?
Right.
The very next movie, not across the universe. Anyway.
They tried to, in Secret Invasion, right? They tried to, like, make it a whole thing like, oh, when the blip happened, this is what really kind of gave the Skrulls their opportunity to kind of take over and fly under the radar or something like that. I didn't watch the whole show. You did, so am I wrong, right?
No, that's what they said.
Theme?
But again, we're looking backward.
Right.
It's like, oh, we just decided that's how it was going to go.
And also, that show wasn't good.
Oh, my
so then you have a problem if you do cover it and nobody cares because the show sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they didn't cover it and then they tried to take steps, but it wasn't with projects that had enough of a leg to stand on.
I don't know. I
like, honestly, like, I even think, like, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness should have been less about, like, Strange fighting Wanda or running from Wanda and more him trying to, like, repair a lot of damage by, like, these multiversal creatures, like, getting... There could have been something where, like, the blip impacted something in the multiverse, and like these certain creatures got antsy, and something happened in between. There should have been more immediate reaction to the thing, like you said, that's a crisis.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just get the beginning of Avengers Endgame.
Right.
That's it.
And we've talked about this, and our buddies have talked about this, but the fact that, like, in that 5-year span, it was just people who just kind of, like, sat waiting for something to happen in that 5-year span. There was no big crime thing. There was no war. There was no...
that doesn't make any sense at all.
Galactus didn't come. Like, there was nothing. Like, and I understand it's because Marvel, do plot armor, but, like, still, like, realistically...
Yes, but it makes no sense. You have something appearing every other day.
Right. It should have been almost like a gritty, like, World War Z type of... There should have been something.
The streets of New York were empty.
Yeah.
You know? Like, how do you not have anything happen?
Right. Something should have happened.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, you want to give us one more?
I'll give us one more.
Okay.
One more Marvel one. Captain America the Winter Soldier is incredibly
boring. This is more of just like, this sounds just hateful, spiteful. This
person
hates Captain America the Winter Soldier. And I don't even think we need to totally dive into this. I think we can just...
yeah, I fully agree. 3, 2, 1.
Burn it.
Burning that immediately. But, yeah.
Burning the whole thing.
That is disgusting. I'm going to... tag that account. And I'm going to tell you how terrible that take is. How do you find that incredibly boring? I need to know. That is potentially one of the best action movies in the MCU.
Yeah, you can't...
There's so much depth to it. It's so much fun. And it's just so deep.
If it's a project that's so good that 11 years later people are still saying we need more stuff like that, like, you can't write that movie off.
Yeah.
It might not be action, like, totally action-packed, totally nonstop, but it's literally, like, from a thematic standpoint, like, everything Marvel should be in more.
Yes. Every movie that's a solo movie, and I know it had, like, even Scarlett Johansson in it, but I always compare back to that movie.
Yeah.
It's
a standard setter.
Yeah, it really is. So keep sending stuff like that so we can immediately destroy it.
Everyone who sent in the hot takes, send more in. We get bored around here. We just sit in the week when we're not recording. We just sit here on this couch and with the lights off, and wait for something to happen. Yeah. All right, we good? What do you think?
Yeah,
feeling good?
I'm feeling great.
Right. Send us off.
We appreciate all the stuff.
Yeah, dude, monumental week. I think in the last week or so we've accumulated like 300,000 views. One of our videos blew up.
Yeah, dude.
Like 160-something.
You had a great take, and I'm so glad it got rewarded for that because...
You had a great question.
Take it. Take the assist. But yeah, it did really well.
Crazy. And we appreciate the support
so much.
We had no idea this could actually work. So the fact that it's not just something we're doing for fun to, like, show our families is, like, mind-blowing. So thank you to everyone who's watching, and
we appreciate
to everyone who hasn't found us yet, because we'll be happy to have you on the ride when you arrive. So.
But as always, make sure you invest in a ladder if you're going to chase your dreams.
Like they had a wand in their pocket?
Yeah, almost.
Okay. I wasn't even saying that to be weird, dude. You gotta believe me, dude. They got a wand in their pocket for Harry Potter? I wasn't even saying that to be weird, dude. We can't keep this, are we? We can't keep it?
No.
Dude, I wasn't even saying that to be weird. I literally was saying that totally serious. I was being for real.
The grown adults who just love Harry Potter so much, they've got a wand in their pocket. Oh my gosh.
I was being totally for real. We have to scrap all that?
I'm sorry. No. We could... Well, I don't know. You want to just pick up with a wand in their pocket?